So hi everybody and welcome to the March Partner Webinar. I am Pip Simeon and I lead the go-to-market team here in New Zealand for those that don't know me. I hope this all finds you well on what is turning out to be quite the turn of the season in autumn here in Auckland. We've actually just been sitting here discussing our Easter plans, which is a nice thing to look forward to. So top tip there is with the fall of the public holidays this year, take those 3 days off and you'll get an extended 10-day holiday. So I hope that that you've got some nice plans lining up. So a few things to cover off today. We don't actually have a full hour of content for you today. Thanks for joining. We've still got lots of people joining us. Do share our webinar and information with those in your business. We take a recording each month that we share via Yammer and the like. So do feel free to share it or share the invite with people that you think might benefit from hearing, I guess, hot off the press news that might be coming from the New Zealand subsidiary that comes down either from our corporate head office in Seattle or from our APAC region in Singapore. So what are we going to cover off today? Top 9 things for me, and I have got some exciting news. A couple of hygiene factors to cover off around the events that we've got coming up, beg pardon. And then we've got, as usual, Vitor, who is our partner channel manager. Partner channel marketing manager for enablement. So he's going to cover off everything that's coming up over the coming month. And then we've got JJ, who is joining us from Singapore. She's in our marketing and operations organisation, and she's going to talk to you about a small medium business customer reference program, which is a fantastic opportunity that we want to share about our marketing team creating small medium business case studies for free. So I love sharing for free stuff with you lot. So this is one I think that a lot of our partners will benefit from this opportunity. And then we've got Riki, who is our Surface business group manager, and he's going to cover off the Elevate roadshows which have been running through the country. We have had 10. Well, actually, we've had 10 planned and we've got 3 to go. And then we'll open up the floor for any Q&A that you might have that we can answer directly, or please just pop your questions within the instant message screen and we can answer them as we go. We'll also include any links at any time if we're discussing about anything that might lead off to another site. We'll include that link there for you to pick up on within the call. So kicking right into it, it's not January, it is February. So let's kick into the right month in on the scheme of things. This is a February update. Apologies about that. So Global Partner Awards, they are currently open. And they are open for everybody. So I do want to bring this to front of mind. This is an opportunity to showcase your business on a global scale with Microsoft and leverage this opportunity. So currently there is no awards entered in for New Zealand. I saw a report this morning. So you have a great chance of winning Country Partner of the Year if you put an entry in. So you'll see the link here at the bottom of the screen, which you can nominate your entry, and you can, this is open until April the 11th, which is a strict closing time within the Global Awards. So the categories that they're covered off in this Global Awards are similar to every other year. So covering down through the pillars of our solution areas across modern workplace, business applications, intelligent cloud, which we'll see is a changing category from previous years, which is replacing the applications and infra and data and AI category. So you just see this now to be seen moving forward across everything in our business as around intelligent cloud. And the criteria in there for the global requirements is that you need to have a gold cloud competency or be a co-sell ready partner for an ISV MPN member. And then deep into industry awards and then other. And the other inclusion this year is in the diversity and inclusion. This is a new category, really wanting to showcase the great D&I that partners are doing out within their marketplace. So do dive in, take a look. This is an opportunity for you to spend some time to write your award and be able to showcase your business within a global scale. And so it is a great opportunity. So do get in there before April the 11th, which lends me on to our own partner awards. So I've had lots of queries about this over the last month because probably actually now we've normally announced our awards or actually be in a judging phase. And so we've had a change of timing this year and it's moving into the calendar year versus what we would have normally had within our financial year. So this is now, we will be going to look like we'll open the awards up in July. And then likely the event sometime in September or October. I'm going to share with you, I am currently just still sourcing the venue at the moment, so that is going to determine the date that we have our awards, which will be held in Auckland. So those that entered last year or are familiar with the changes that we made, they will remain the same this year. So if you had spent some time going through what they looked like last year, which was again a very our solution area focus into modern workplace and cloud and Surface, etc., we will be doing the same, but very much with a customer focus. So we're really looking at those customer success stories that are one built on our technology. So there's going to be no change in that space this year. It will all our categories will remain the same. And we will launch that in the same portal that we did last year. So it's all an online entry that you can put the award through. And then again, we'll follow the same process where we utilised one of our great ISV partners for an online judging tool. So it makes it incredibly streamlined for all the people that I get involved in for the judging here within the business. So I'm just going to pause for a moment because we have just lost our presentation online. So which is coming back up. And bear with me while I pull through some content. Great. So partner awards, just a reminder, there'll be lots of notification coming about that, so you don't need to panic about that now. Do focus on the global awards, and we'll be looking to open them up in July, and then you'll have a 5-week award entry period to get in. And if I know if anything like I do when I go and enter awards and they take last minute, they all piled in at the last minute. So I must say at the morning of the closing date, we had, I think maybe about 3 awards in, and then by the end of the night, we had around over 130 awards. So you've got 5 weeks to get your awards in that time. But watch this space. I'll keep you informed either in this channel, within our partner newsletter, or on our Yammer channel. So do watch out for that coming up in July. So the other one that I want to speak to, another event that that you naturally all heard of, we've talked about it before in this channel, is our Inspire event. So I'm starting to see the content of this coming through, and it really is a fantastic lineup of what we're seeing for the content this year. I think certainly last year was about how we had embedded in our one commercial partner and the benefits for partner. This year we're starting to see a real acceleration and focus in and around the partners, the opportunities, the workloads, areas of focus. And it really does put you at the forefront of knowledge in working with Microsoft and for your practice. So currently you can register today, and currently there is a special going, which is for Gold Cloud partners. So currently, if you're a Gold Cloud partner, you need to register here. There is a registration code that we will put into the instant message that we will put in a minute, that you need to have that to get the $300 off, which is landing on the price of $19.95, and that's in US dollars. Just also mindful that if you do make your registration, to book in at the Cosmopolitan Hotel, which we are all staying at. And so what I just wanted to show you here is the map. So those that have already registered, we've got a great crowd coming so far. We've got a lot coming on board, which is great. So I want to point out some of the locations that are really important to us in the location of Cosmopolitan. So in the green is where a number of the core notes will be at in the 3 areas, which is the Mandalay Bay at the bottom left-hand corner, through into moving up into the T-Mobile Arena and the Park Theatre. And then you'll see just north of that Park Theatre in the green, you'll see the Cosmopolitan. So we're right central in the strip there, and it's a fantastic hotel and location. And then some of the challenges that we were facing last year was certainly in and around transport, getting in and out of the venues and getting to other venues in time. So I'm currently sitting in on the in on the corporate channel to keep really close to some of those challenges that we faced last year to make it a really seamless experience for partners this year. And one of the things that came through was the challenge of getting to our one celebration. Now, last year it was Bruno Mars playing, and so this year it is going to be closer to the Strip, which is at the Las Vegas Festival Grounds, which is actually walking distance from the hotel, except it's not really great walking in that 42-degree heat. So it is certainly closer. It was a real challenge to get people into the event last year because it was so far away. And speaking of the One Celebration event, I have no news yet of who is playing at our venue. Normally it is a big star in the mix, but as soon as I know, I'll let you know, and you'll start hearing a little bit of noise about it. So yeah, watch this space. So what that week will look like, you will note here the most important things for you to look at are in purple. And that is the arrival day that we have. Ignore the grey. This is what is an internal focus, some of the things that we're doing around as a team in the mix of that. So you will note that if you're coming, you need to sort of arrive on that or be here by Sunday, and we'll be hosting an event that Sunday as a welcome reception. Moving through into Monday is when we have our core note on that early morning, and then kicking through into the MPN, the Microsoft Partner Awards around lunchtime, and then through into our area celebration on that Monday night, which will be with all our APAC counterparts. And then on the Tuesday night, we're just looking at what that might look like from a hosting or an event point of view, or otherwise might be a free night. And then another full day on that Tuesday of networking and a phenomenal amount of sessions, around over 1,000 of choices to deep dive into content with Microsoft. And then this is when we start merging up in with our Ready counterparts. So Ready is all our Microsoft staff from global, and this is where we merge together, and we'll have the Sacha keynote on that Wednesday morning. Following that night, going into the One Celebration, and then over onto Thursday, Inspire finishes up just after midday on Thursday. So lots may change in this, but this is pretty much the basis of the structure so far. So again, if you're interested, do reach out to me if you've got any queries or want to know more. This might be your first time going to Inspire and you'd like to learn a little bit more about it. Do get in touch with me. My email address is pip.simeon@microsoft.com, and we'll also put that into the instant message so you've got that. Yeah, do reach out, and we can certainly help you along the way. Right, I am going to be handing over to Vitor, who is covering off the partner landscape research that we've got going on. And team, I'm going to leave you here. I've got mum duties to go and see to and children to go pick up, so I'm not going to be for the rest of the call. I will lead you in on the most capable hands of my team to pick up the content from here and carry it through. So I hope you're well, and please do reach out to me if you've got any questions. Thanks. Over to you, Vitor.
Thank you, Pip. I hope everyone can hear me well. So I'm actually gonna get Radi to talk to us about this piece of research that he's leading here in New Zealand. So Radi, for those of you that don't know, Radi is part of our GTM go-to-market team here in New Zealand, and he also assists us with all the webinar and comms. So do reach out to him if you need any help with that. So Radi.
Awesome, thanks, Vitor. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get a map, or sort of an idea of the partner landscape in New Zealand and how that impacts the economy as a whole. So over the coming weeks, you'll be receiving an email with regards to answering a survey to this end. So it'll be a Qualtrics survey, and the kind of due date we're looking at the moment is 19th of April. Basically, what we want to get out of this survey is kind of information about yourselves that we can use and input in order to create basically a one-page document to outline what the impact is on the New Zealand economy that Microsoft partners have. And I think that'll be very useful for not only for us, but for you guys as partners to see how kind of what the lay of the land is and how we all kind of work as an ecosystem. That's kind of the gist of it. As of right now, it's still in the process of being created, but we thought we'd just highlight that now so that if you do, when you do see this pop up in your inbox, that we'd really encourage you guys and love it for you guys to answer and respond to that survey as and when it comes. Just key information, but that's kind of the key takeaway from that. So be on the lookout for that, and if you have any questions, feel free to put in the IM or just reach out to myself. Now I'll pass on to Vitor with the partner training updates. Off to you, Vitor.
Thanks, Radi. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Vitor. I'm the go-to-market. I'm part of the go-to-market team, and I look after all the partner training initiatives here in New Zealand, either online or in person. So, I'd like to highlight two interesting events we have got coming up. I'm just pasting the link to the live training calendar here on the chat, so you can check the full calendar of upcoming events we have over the coming months there. But I think those two deserve some attention. First of them is the Cloud Architect Bootcamp in Melbourne. Not sure if you have heard about that before, but this is the most advanced cloud training that Microsoft has. Historically, it has only been ran out of Seattle, Redmond in the US, which we know it's a big investment of money and time to go to the US. And last year, Australia did a successful pilot running this event in Sydney. We did have some New Zealand partners flying to Sydney to attend. And because it was successful, and there's certainly a need to have that on a regional level, not just in the US, now they're going to run it in Melbourne. So there are three different tracks you can choose for. So cloud infrastructure, application development, and data analytics. You can go on the link and choose between the three different topics and agendas. It is a paid training, and you also have to pay your own travel and accommodation costs, but it's certainly cheaper and closer than flying all the way to Redmond. So I hope as many of you guys can leverage that opportunity. Feedback has been awesome. This is delivered by our engineering team out of the US. They fly down to Australia to deliver that course. The second course I want to highlight is the Dynamics Readiness Update and Networking Day. So we are heading at our third edition of this event. So for Dynamics partners, we decided to do this update twice a year. So every 6 months, we run this training update. And it's a full day, right? We have different tracks. We're going to cover a lot about the April release of Dynamics, but we're also going to have different tracks focusing on Business Central, customer engagement, and finance and operations. So there's something for each and every one of you. Some of the sessions will be more technical, some of them will be business focused. We're going to share the details shortly. Right now, if you are interested, if you want to receive updates about this session as soon as it's available, just email myself. My email is a-vitca@microsoft.com. It's on the chat here. So feel free to email myself, and also feel free to ask any questions about training moving forward. The next one I want to cover, and before I move forward, I appreciate and I understand that this has been a huge topic. I've been talking to partners on a daily basis about change coming to certification exams and how it impacts the Microsoft partner network competencies. I know it's a painful process. I know a lot of you guys are finding it difficult to plan for the year ahead with all these changes. We have been sharing the roadmap. So last month in February, if you missed the call, we did share the roadmap of changes coming to Microsoft certification exams. What I'm going to be talking right now, it's what's happening to one specific certification, that's the Azure Administrator Associate certification. So last December, when we communicated the change coming to Azure exams, we announced that there would be 2 exams required in order to achieve the Azure Administrator Associate certification. So that would be AZ 100 and AZ 101. There was a lot of feedback, and thanks, guys. We appreciate feedback, and we actually hear your feedback. We heard that it doesn't make sense to require two exams to achieve that certification. It should have only been one exam, and we are making change. So I apologize. I know it looks quite weird. Okay, you guys just launched this new certification about 4 months ago, and now you are changing that. So from the 1st of May onwards, there will be only one exam required to achieve the Azure Administrator Associate level, and that's going to be AZ 103, which basically is a merge of AZ 100 and 101. So now, before you start, I just invested the time and money to take those preview exams, we do have a transition plan in place. So any person that has been approved on the AZ 100 exam will automatically be granted the Azure Administrator Associate certification on the 1st of May or around that time frame. If you want to take that exam before the 1st of May, you can, and you're going to still be awarded. Maybe you have planned and you are studying for that. You can go for that exam. You're going to still earn the Azure Administrator Associate badge. If you are planning to take the 101 before that, you can still take it, and you're going to earn a badge for that. So you can still showcase that you understand the security capabilities around Azure. But more than that, we're going to grant you another exam voucher, regardless of you pass or fail on that exam, that you can use toward the exam 103, right? So in a nutshell, 1st of May onwards, the exams 100 and 101 will be retired. You should focus on the 103. If you haven't run it already, nothing to worry about. You're going to get the new associate level. If you fail or if you try and pass the 101, you're going to get a new exam voucher to try the new exam, right? Details will be shared. You can check everything on the links that are on this slide. The official courses are being updated. The content is being updated to reflect this new exam. And we're also going to make content available at the Microsoft Learn portal from the 1st of July onwards. So I hope that is clear. If not, just feel free to reach out to myself and I can clarify that. But moving forward, it should just be one single exam for Azure administrators. With that, the good news. So based on all these changes that are happening, Microsoft put together a series of webinars to help partners prepare for those new exams, right? So just want to make it very clear that these are not official courses, and it doesn't cover in depth all the content that you should learn in order to pass one of those exams, but it covers some of the main topics, right? So some of these webinars, I'll share. There's a long list. They are divided by topics and exams. That's how we sort them. Some of them have already taken place, and you can watch the on-demand version of it. You just have to register and going to be taken to the on-demand version. And some of them will still take place. So you just register. You're going to have it on your calendar and your agenda. You can watch it live, or again, you can watch the recording of that later on. So as you can see, there's a series of webinars that we are running. So Microsoft US Corporation is running around the exams AZ100. I'm just going to skim through that, but I'm going to get those slides. AZ101, AZ102, which is the transition exam for Azure. Then AZ300, which is for the Azure Architect certification, and AZ302, which is the transition exam. So a lot of content, a lot of information. You don't have to attend everything. You can focus on the topics that you are not familiar with. Feel free to share. There's no cost. It's just some additional resources to help you be better prepared for those exams. With that, I would like also to share a couple of other resources that I believe are very relevant for many of the partners on this call. So there are three very interesting resources that I'm going to be sharing with you now. So the first of them, we have a series which many of you might be familiar with, that's the Cloud Practice Playbook series. So a lot of guys have asked us, okay, how do I go about creating or growing an existing practice? And these guides are made by our headquarters, interviewing several partners around the globe that are doing well on a specific area, right? So if you think about application development, Microsoft look at the partners that are leading the way around application development. We interview those partners, and then we create those playbooks with best practices around sales, marketing, operations, training, and so forth. But one thing that it's not product or solution focused and has been an ongoing request is how to recruit, hire, onboard, and retain talent. So if you look at any IT research from the last couple of years, this is the number one challenge that most companies have, right? Around how do you hire, onboard, and train people with all the change happening to products and the pace we are evolving. So Microsoft put together a very comprehensive guide on with best practice on how to do that, and I hope that's helpful for anyone that manages a team or a business. The second resource, which aligns with the first one, is the partner transformation assessment. So this is a very interesting way to benchmark your company and see how well are you doing on your digital transformation, the digital transformation from your own business in comparison to other New Zealand partners. So there's no privacy information being shared. This is an anonymous survey. We do not use the information you share for any other reason apart from comparing you to other partners on the region, on the country, for your own knowledge. And of course, based on the answers you provide and in which stage your company is on this digital transformation, we're going to point a few resources that might be helpful for your business to take that next step. And that can be maybe related to how you improve your sales pipeline and forecast. That might be related to digital marketing and best practices around that, or maybe a specific solution area, cloud solution that you want to learn more about, operations around cloud and so forth. So I really encourage you to do that assessment. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to do it well, but the guide is going to receive afterward. It's very rich. You're going to have access to lots of resources that you can deep dive in order to take your business to the next level. So I post the link on the chat box as well. Third, but not least here is the Partner Training Center. So we have done a lot of work on how we sort and how we provide training to you guys. And although we usually talk about products and solution areas, we understand that it's way more important to think about training from a role point of view, right? So are you a seller, a general seller? Are you a consultant? Are you a developer, an executive, a marketer, whatever role you have within your industry? I think that's probably how you look at training, right? So we just revamped our partner training portal within the Microsoft Partner Network portal, and now you can start training not only based on the technical level and on the solution area, but also based on the role, which makes a lot of sense, right? So I encourage you guys to have a look on the updated portal and look for your role. You know, when you see what are the latest courses available for your role, whether you are a marketer, a consultant, a pre-sales professional, or whatever. So it's just one more way to look at training, and we just trying to make it easier for you to find the training that's relevant for the role you do. Moving forward, I quickly touch base on that last month when we launched the campaign. So for those of you that haven't seen anything on the media, and I hope most of you have seen, we created a series of articles talking about the IoT market opportunity here in New Zealand and what resources you have available to support you to learn more about the Internet of Things. I came across a report from the World Economic Forum that they did last year that's called Future of Jobs report. So if you want, I can share that link with you. But according to the survey they did, and that's a worldwide survey, this is not just New Zealand, by 2022, 75% of the companies they have interviewed are likely to adopt some sort of IoT technologies, right? So you think about 2022, that's less than 3 years from now. And those conversations are starting right now. So if you're not talking about Internet of Things, about data analytics and that whole story with with your customers, chances are someone else is having that conversation with them. So the first step for any of you that want to learn more about Internet of Things and how Microsoft can help you building your digital strategy around that, have a look at the white paper we put together. It's called Connected Products White Paper. We have received great feedback. So during the first month, we had more than 200 people downloading that white paper. So it seems a pretty interesting topic. If you haven't downloaded that, I would recommend you having a look. And if you want to go further and see what else it's available in regards to Internet of Things training and resource to help you, have a look at our IoT Future Rage page. And you can find free training for both sellers, business executives, and technical people that want deep dive on the Azure IoT platform. So if you are in Auckland, we're going to be at the AI Day conference tomorrow, which is taking place here in Auckland. So we have the keynote this evening and a full day tomorrow. If you're attending, come by the Microsoft booth. I'm going to be there for the day and happy to have a chat. We're also going to have some pretty cool IoT devices that are going to be showcasing there. So great opportunity to get abreast of some of the latest and greatest things around Internet of Things. And also, this has been the presentation, but some articles we did around stories, IoT stories in New Zealand. So from Schneider Electric that's using IoT devices for better farming, to flying companies using that to improve efficiencies and operations on their plans, and even to a case study with Hamilton Gardens on how they use IoT device to control the safety of the Hamilton Gardens. So we covered that. We spoke to customers and partners, some interesting stories for you to learn what's happening. With that, I'm gonna invite JJ to talk about the Customer Evidence Program. So JJ, please open up your mic and you can talk now.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. May I start now?
Yes, yes.
Yep. Okay. Hi everyone. This is JJ, and I'm SMB Integrated Marketing Manager in APAC CMO team, which is in APAC MNO Marketing Operation. Today, I would like to share our new initiative, Customer Evidence Program in Q4. As Pip said earlier, this would be a good opportunity for all of you to create customer story for free. Can you please move on to the next slide? Victor, would you please? Yeah, thank you. So APAC CMO is launching a new capability to improve our customer references across APAC. So for this program, we have established V team, including APAC BG and CMO. Also, we are collaborating with the segments too, enterprise and SMC and SMB. In a nutshell, this program is like, once we have any meaningful customer success story, we will create case study in various types of content assets to generate the leads as well as promote sales. So APAC team have an aspiration to deliver 50 to 60 epic stories in FY20, until FY20, and want to start ramping up the process in Q4. So actually making a good start is very critical for us in Q4. So here, action item for this program for your end is very easy, just customer nomination. So through this program, we would like to invite our happy customers with Microsoft solutions, and then we can create together good references to help other customers transform their business too. So as you can see in the slide, our milestone for this program is from nominating your customers to utilizing customer story. Can you please move on the next slide? Thank you. So once you nominate the customers for this program, the V team will review and approve the nominations and ensure we are delivering stories with impact. So there's no any specific deadline. This is more likely rolling base, like on a first come, first served basis. So you can nominate your customers anytime when you close the deal and get your customer agreement on the case production. So next slide would be content assets. So our new approach is, the customer evidence program is supported with a production team, which is the content agency who specialize in customer reference. So the production team will manage the writing, video production, social asset, and sales PowerPoint slide creation for your better sales. So with the different types of the content assets, we will utilize and integrate stories with marketing, PR, social sales teams to engage new prospects. So next series of slides are more likely some examples of our content assets for customer evidence program. So first one was the first slide was a written case study, which is the baseline for all the customer evidence programs. So once the customer case is approved by APEC V team, they will have at least one written case study. I think we lost the slide. Can you please double check if we have the material on the screen?
Yes, just gonna reload. Seems like someone took over control.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
yeah, and I'm gonna don't worry, gonna put it back. So people, please don't take over control. Just ask. We're gonna reload the slides here. Sorry.
Yeah, I see. That's fine. Actually, I already delivered the main part of our program. So yeah, in the meanwhile, I will just keep presenting what we have in terms of content assets. So we have written case study, video case study, and sales slide, infographic, and social media like banners and social posting assets. So by having different types of content assets, we will utilize and integrate stories with different channels of lead generation and brand awareness and sales promotion.
Great.
So, so I'm still waiting for the material, but not shown yet. It's fine. All right, let me finish. So as I mentioned earlier, this is Pip Simeon new initiative in Q4, and APEC team is aiming to run this program moving forward to have planned to create 50 to 60 cases until FY20. In this sense, making a good start with good customer story in Q4 is very critical for all of us. So we have some tiers for case production, which means that we will differentiate the type and number of content assets by business priority and stories with impact. And so for an example, tier 1, actually we have 3 tiers in total. So for example, tier 1 will benefit to have all types of content assets, which I referred earlier, from written case study to social posting assets, creatives. On the other hand, tier 2 and tier 3 will have relatively less support for content assets. And this priority will be decided by the importance of stories or impact of the stories for the business. So to make this program more successful, we need your strong support, nomination, especially SMB customers. In Q4, we are planning to create at least 12 customer stories and at least 2 SMB customer stories, one for tier 1 and one for tier 3 in Q4. Currently, we have 32 nominations for AI, but mostly in enterprise. And we want a list of meaningful nominations from SMB too. So we are looking for stories that will show the transformation happening with Microsoft in SMB. So after this call, I'll share with you the material regarding this program, so you can check the program details and criteria for the nomination. However, the criteria itself shouldn't limit the nomination. So please take it as guidance on what creates a compelling customer story, and feel free to nominate your customers. That's all we need from you. So once you nominate your customers, again, the V team will review and approve on case study production, and we will proceed the further process, and we will contact the partners who nominate their customers, and we will co-work with you to create the new case studies for your customers. But most of cases, actually, we will take up all the responsibility to create the content from end to end. So what you can do is nomination. It's very easy. So after this call, you can just see the materials I'll give you, and then you can just check the link and then fill the form for the nomination. That's all. Yeah, thank you for your time. And that's all from my end. Is there any question regarding our free content creation program? Okay, also I just leave my contact point in the material later, so you can just contact me anytime if you have any questions regarding this program. Yeah, thank you for your time again, and thank you.
So thank you, JJ, for sharing that. Back on my customer marketing days, I remember I used to work a lot with partners to create those stories. And one thing's for sure, we are not short of great stories here in New Zealand that we can produce. So I really expect partners make the most of this opportunity. Reach out to JJ. Her contact details will be on the slide. Just getting back to the latest slide so we can continue. But once again, make the most of this opportunity. It's not often that we see this type of support and resource being made available for partners. And more than creating the story, there's also support to promote that, right? It doesn't work if you create a great story and no one sees it, no one reads it. So there's also support to promote that and make sure you get eyeballs on the great work you guys are doing. Cool. So thank you, DJ. Now we're gonna
thank you, Victor.
No worries. We're gonna head to the last presenter for today. I'm gonna hand over to Riki Plester. You guys might know him already from previous roles he did with Microsoft, and he's gonna quickly talk about Elevate, Your Workplace Roadshow. It has been a huge success so far. So, Riki, over to you. Yeah.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you for hanging in. I will be, I think, the last presenter for the day. And I just wanted to, I guess, re-emphasize the fact that Elevate Your Workplace events are in motion. So we've already done the South Island and the Lower North, and we've had a really fantastic both turnout and response from customers and partners alike. It's quite a unique event for Microsoft to have our customers and partners in the same room, but I really encourage you as a partner community to make sure your key customer contacts are invited, host them for the day, sit with them, and just kind of hear the latest on the modern workplace story and how that is now includes the modern device experience. So it's bringing together the hardware and the software in a really cohesive way. So the idea of the event is that we've broken it into 4 different sections, covering off things like Teams, modern device, security, as well as a really kind of interesting keynote around a topic that you can see on screen here if I advance the slide. You can't see it on screen just yet. Here it comes, as well as a keynote around how culture, technology, and space combine to create what we term a new modern workplace. So come along to the day, ask lots of questions, bring your customers. I think probably the key piece of feedback that we've had thus far has been, this is not a Microsoft sales pitch. We're in no way trying to ram products down our customers' throats or tell our partners exactly what to do. It's more a discussion of ideas around a modern workplace and kind of highlighting what may be available to a lot of our customers and partners already today in the technology that they own, making sure that they're aware of that and how they can utilize that to address those 3 factors that you can see on screen: the culture, the technology, and the space that they work. So as a reminder, we have 3 events left to go. Hamilton on Tuesday, the 2nd of April at the Wintec venue, which apparently is a fantastic venue. Really looking forward to visiting Hamilton at Wintec. Followed by Tauranga on the 4th of April, the Thursday at Trinity Wharf. Again, a wonderful location right on the water. And finally, Auckland the following week on the 10th of April at Shed 10. Now, Shed 10 is where we hosted Elevate last year. So this has it's become our annual Elevate location, and it just allows us a really great space to come and have a lot of partners and customers in one place and talk to them about the modern workplace. So if you haven't already, there are registrations still available here. We've got really good numbers for all events, but we can fit more, so keen to get you along. And like I said, if you've got some key customer contacts that you'd like to host, we really encourage you to do so, because it is an enlightening event that kind of showcases what we believe to be the future of the modern workplace. So looking forward to seeing you all in April. I think that's it from me. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. And I have spoken to a few partners that went to some of the sessions on the South Island, and feedback has been great indeed. Great attendance, great discussions. So another great opportunity for you to start having conversations with your customers on a slightly different way, not being pushy and just being able to get some insights across. So with that, we're gonna wrap up the MPN webinar for March. We're going to open up with questions, so you can just open up your mic and ask any questions, or you can type them on the chat box here. One thing to note again is this presentation has been recorded. We apologize, we had some back and forth with the slides here. We're going to share the decks as well as the recording on Yammer tomorrow. And it's going to be available on YouTube, so feel free to rewatch, to share any specific part with your peers, colleagues, and just let us know if you have any questions. On top of that, we run our MPN monthly newsletter, where we also share some news. So if you haven't received that, or if you do not subscribe to that, you can find the link at the New Zealand Partner Hub under the Connect section. And yes, just subscribe to that communication as well, or ask your question on Yammer. So there are lots of channels. We hope you guys ask questions and interact with us through those channels as much as you can. So I'm going to be here for a couple of minutes in case there are any questions. Feel free to ask. If not, we're just going to wish you a great evening, and we talk soon. Going to be back in April.